Okay. Hello, everybody. So today's video is going to be about it's going to be about my book collection. Now, my memory is not the best. I don't have anywhere near the best memory. Um, I've never had a really good memory, and uh, being on antipsychotics, it kind of makes your memory worse. You're very foggy on these type of medications, so I don't remember a lot of what I read, but I do read quite a lot, and I remember a great deal of what I read, but not anywhere near as much as I wish I could have remembered. So, if anybody's wondering, by the way, how my tattoo's doing, there's my tattoo. It's really, really good. It turned out really well. It's fully healed now. I think I got it done on July 13th. It's the 29th now. So yeah, it's been a while. No more peeling, no more of that, and it's doing well. Like my tattoo looks amazing. I'm probably gonna get more. Actually, I have no idea when I'm gonna get more, but also the shirt is really, really cool. So yeah. So let's get into this video. This video is my book collection. So yeah, I'll start off with my favorite book. Or maybe should I wait for? No, I think I'll put my favorite book first. So my favorite book of all time that I have read is The God Delusion by Richard Dawkins. Now this book is a fantastic read. If you guys would want to learn more about religion, learn more about scientific based stuff, then it's definitely a book that I would suggest reading. A lot of people haven't read the Bible themselves that are religious. I don't have anything against religion. Well, I kind of do, but it's not my expertise. It's not something I know a great deal about. It's not something I believe in. And the famous Richard Dawkins scale, which is written in this book. I don't know where at. I forget. But if I could find it, that would be fantastic. Like right about now, if I could find it, it would be amazing. Is this it? No, that's not it. Okay, well basically, oh, here it is. So basically the scale. Okay, that's not it either. All right, forget it. But the scale is 1 to 7, 1 being you completely believe in God 100%, nothing can ever change your mind. 7 being the opposite of that you don't believe in God, nothing can change your mind. Or basically, pretty much. I would put myself on as a 6, that I don't believe in any God or I don't believe in religion heavily at all. Because I once again don't have there's no evidence for a God, which I've nothing against people who are religious or believe in a God, whatever God they believe in. I have no problem with that, just as long as they don't push it on people or push it on kids, saying to kids, there's a lot of things in the book that have to go with abuse, child abuse, which is basically saying to your child that if you don't believe in God, you're going to go to hell and you're going to rot there forever and burn for eternity. I view that as child abuse. And there's a lot of things in this book that are really open your mind to things, and stuff like that. I think it is one of the best books I have ever read, and it is if you are interested in that kind of stuff, I would suggest reading it. It's very well written. It's not boring, and it's just an amazing read. It's an amazing read, and I would suggest reading it. So number 2, another one, God is Not Great by Christopher Hitchens. Now, I read this after I read God Delusion, and Christopher Hitchens is one of my favorite people of all time. And look at the cat. She's been kind of being pretty annoying today. And I would say this book is nowhere. I don't want to say that. I'll say that the book is not as good as God Delusion. It felt very boring to read. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I read the entire thing. I don't know how long it took me. I think it maybe took me a week to read. How many pages are there? There is 300 pages, so it took me about a week to read. And this book is really good, you know. It's really good. You learn a lot, but it's very strenuous, or I don't know what the right word to say is. It's just, it's not very fun to read, you know. I would still suggest it because it is well written. It's very, very, very well written, and I would totally suggest reading it. If you're interested in this kind of stuff, because I really am. I'm really interested in these types of arguments and these types of just sorts of things like this, you know. And Christopher Hitchens is amazing, and he is definitely one of my favorite people of all time. So that's why I get it. I mean, the books I get are from people that I admire, or the people I show a great deal of interest in, you know. So next one, going in the theme of these sorts of things is The Origin of Species by Charles Darwin. I have not been able to read this book yet because I look at it and I'm like, holy shit. You know, this book is going to be a very rough read, I'll tell you. It's going to be a very rough read. There's about 650 pages, I think. Yeah, 650 pages of, you know, The Origin of Species and evolution and all that. It will be an interesting read. It will be a fantastic read, but will it be boring? Yes. Will it be worth reading? Probably, because you will learn a lot. So I do need to read this book. I've been saying for the past few months, I need to read this book. I need to read this book. I need to read this book. But I don't, because it's like, it's going to be a pain to read. Will I read it? Yes, I'm going to read it. So yeah, I would suggest getting this book. Charles Darwin, another one of my favorite people. The Origin of Species, you know, evolution, all that sorts of stuff. If you're interested in that kind of stuff. See, I'm interested in scientific types of books. You know, I'm interested in science, and you know, yeah, this book I need to read. Next book, A Brief History of Time by Stephen Hawking. I've not read this. It's a very short book, it seems. It would probably take me a week to read if I didn't really read it too hard. You know, when I read, I read really hard, and I try to finish the book as fast as I can, which probably isn't the best idea, because you're taking in so much, and you probably don't get as much as you should if you take it. I think taking it slow and reading it at your own pace and trying not to get bored, you know, I think is the best way to do it. But when I read really hard, and I go hard. I will read for 5 hours at a time, do about a couple hundred pages, and then the book's finished. I try to just read at a good pace, not too fast, not too slow. And what helps to read for me is I hate being in silence. You know, I don't like that. Cat. I don't know what this cat's doing. And listening to classical music. When I was reading, what book was it? You'll see it. The Elegant Universe by Brian Greene. I listened to, I don't know how to say it properly, Gymnopedie 1 by Eric Satie. I don't know if that's how you say it. G might be silent. So I listened to that for hours while I was reading the book, and it makes it so much easier, because classical music, you know, it doesn't. I feel like it helps you focus a lot harder, and that's what I like to do when I'm reading. Is try to focus as much as I can. So, A Brief History Time. Definitely would suggest reading this. This is probably one of the best books written by him. I don't know every book he's written or something like that. Next book, 1984, by George Orwell, I think. Yes, George Orwell. So I don't know too much about this book. I read about 50 pages so far of it. Probably how many pages? So yeah, I could finish this book definitely in a few days, a week at most. Um, I'm not too much into conspiracies that much. It has a lot to do with the government and that kind of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I haven't really looked too much into it, just from what I've heard of it and from what people have said. It's an amazing book. So you know what? I was like, I need to get that book. Since it's really amazing. It's about that kind of stuff. You know, I'm not super into it, but it might be very interesting. I might gain a lot of knowledge about what's going on and what the ideas are. You know, I thought that would be a very good idea to read this book. So yeah, I've not finished it all the way through. About 50 pages in. I think there's only about 200 pages, so it will not take too long. So yeah, this book definitely would suggest reading. It's a very good book, really well written. Um, the books I have read, this one, The Elegant Universe, which I was just talking about by Brian Greene, is a very, very good book. I forgot when it was written. I think it was written early 2000s, I think. It's a lot about string theory, dimensions, you know, what is basically the ultimate theory of everything, basically the theory of everything, what they're trying to do, what have they have accomplished with string theory, where they want to go with string theory, and I'm very fascinated in that. I'm very fascinated in string theory. I'm very fascinated in physics, the universe, the theory of everything. I'm very fascinated in, and I like to see progression in the field. So I don't know how much progress they've made since this book has been written. So I don't know. I mean, I'm very interested in physics. So pretty much most of my books are related to physics and related to science, and that's pretty much the only thing. Well, not the only thing. It's one of the few things in life for me that has been the most fascinating, and it fills me with so much joy learning about this stuff. I don't know how it is for other people. Other people have different interests. My interests are science, physics, stuff like that. I've always been interested in physics. I've always been interested in science, and I've always done well at it. In school, I wasn't the best. I was never really good at school, mainly because of my illness, and mainly because I think the whole system is very boring. So yeah, I think school should fit more to the people who what they're interested in, you know. But it will never be like that. So I don't know. So The Elegant Universe, definitely, I would suggest reading this. This is definitely one of the best books I have read. I would put it at number 2 alongside with The God Delusion. Wonderful book. So yeah. Next book I will do. Here, I'll just do this because I'm not going to show all the books that I have because it's not very. It doesn't really fit. You know, I'm not going to read this. Basically, I have all the Harry Potter books. Will I ever read them? I don't know. I've seen all the movies like 3 times. I think it's a fantastic series. But reading the books, there's just so much. Like, just with this book here, there's 700 pages probably. How many? Yeah, about 800 pages. Deathly Hallows. So, yeah, I mean, this is definitely a really good book. Or all of the books are good. But reading them, I don't know if I would be that interested in reading it, you know. I've seen all the movies, you know. So next book I will do this one, Parallel Worlds: A Journey Through Creation, Higher Dimensions, and the Future of the Cosmos. Parallel Worlds. God, I know how to say his name. I used to know how to say his name, but I haven't really paid too much attention to him. Michio Kaku. I'm saying that wrong. I don't even know. My brain's hitting like a stop button. But yeah, this book, I saw it. I read about a few pages of it when I did see it, and I was like, you know what? I'm very interested in this types of stuff. And it actually says a wonderful tour with an expert guide of A cosmos where comprehension forces us to stretch to the very limits of imagination. And Brian Greene said that. And Brian Greene, I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that was there. And Brian Greene wrote The Elegant Universe. And, you know, very good book. I'm very sure. I have not read it yet. So yeah, this just has a lot to do with physics, I'm guessing, and parallel worlds, dimensions and shit like that. So yeah, it'll be a very good read. All these books, I've read quite a few of them, but I have so many that it's hard to read all of them. So yeah, that book I would probably suggest reading this. Michio, fuck, damn. Okay, I don't know how to say his name. I used to, because I have no idea. It's just hitting a blank right now for me. Okay, next one. Oh, this one's a little bit of a change. Part of the Pride by Kevin Richardson. If you guys don't know who Kevin Richardson Kevin Richardson is, he is known as the Lion Whisperer. I'm sure you guys have heard of him. He has a bunch of lions, and he like goes up to him, and you know he basically is just like part of the pride with these lions, and these big male lions here too. And he's been in the business for about 20 years. He's been working with lions, and he owns, I think, 30, and he might own a little more than 30 now. And he has like probably about 10 hyenas or something like that. And some leopards and stuff like that. And he is a very fascinating human being to me. I've seen, because he has a YouTube channel also known as The Lion Whisperer. He makes great videos. I would suggest subscribing to him and go see his videos. Maybe get his book. So I have not read this yet, but I'm interested in learning about the whole journey of what he has gone through and the things he has done to help lions and help the animals. So yeah, he is a fantastic person. I wish I could have his job. Because lions are my favorite animal, males specifically. So yeah. Next book, Relativity by Albert Einstein. This book, I think it's a very short book, but I have not read it yet because it would only take me like a day or two to read. It's only like 100 pages. But I would definitely suggest this book if you are interested in these sorts of stuff, like special relativity and general relativity. I would definitely suggest reading this. Plus, Albert Einstein is one of the greatest scientists of all time. Fantastic person, brilliant person. Yeah, so I would definitely suggest reading this. Next book, Cosmos, by Carl Sagan. I have not read this either. I have so many books that I need to read, but yeah, this is just Cosmos. You know, it has a lot to do with. Carl Sagan is one of the most brilliant scientists of our times, and he has done an excellent writing job as he delves into the past, present, and future of science, dealing with the mind-staggering enormity of the cosmos in which we exist. And Carl Sagan is actually one of my favorite people of all time. He's probably in my top 3, maybe top 5. I have a lot of favorite people, and mostly all of them are scientists. So yeah, this book I would definitely suggest reading. Cosmos, definitely suggest, because Carl Sagan is amazing. This is probably his best book. So yeah. Next book, I only have a few left. I'm going to try to get through these as fast as I can. Death by Black Hole by Neil deGrasse Tyson. I don't know exactly what this one's about. Guessing Death by Black Hole. The book's going to be about dying to a black hole. I highly doubt that, but black holes are very, very, very interesting. So, and there's not too many books that I have read that they talk about black holes that much. So yeah, I mean, Neil deGrasse Tyson is probably my second or first favorite person of all time. Very charismatic, very, very good educator. So anything he writes, anything he does, I'm gonna probably get. He's definitely one of my favorite people of all time. These books are piling up. Oh shit. Space Chronicles by Neil deGrasse Tyson. Another one. I don't know exactly what this one's about either, but I'm excited to find out. So Space Chronicles. Anything by Neil deGrasse Tyson, I'm probably gonna get. I always go to the bookstore, and it's hard not to buy a book when you go to a bookstore. Every time I go to the bookstore, I always have to buy a book. So yeah, Space Chronicles. I have one more left. Actually, two more. This is, I don't exactly know what this one's about. The Universe and Beyond. I think it just has a bunch of pictures in it and shows a bunch of shit that I think is really cool. Oh, what a surprise! The page I open up on is the tattoo on my arm. Fantastic. What's the chances of that happening? That's actually kind of weird. That kind of weirds me out. I open up the page and it's Jupiter. So yeah, it shows a bunch of pictures. Probably tells you a whole bunch of things about these sorts of things. That's really cool. So just a bunch of pictures. And also one more is the Kingdom of Cats. Has to do with lions and other animals, of course. Other cats, big cats specifically. Where's the tigers? I mean, not tigers. Where's the lions? I think I might have passed them. I've seen all these. Well, there's a lion. So yeah, has just a bunch of lions, a bunch of tigers, a bunch of leopards, cheetahs, tigers. Where are those lions? Cougars, lynx, jaguars. Jaguars actually have the strongest bite force out of all the cats. I think, if I'm not mistaken, jaguars have a bite force of, I think, 1,800 pounds per square inch. I think I might be wrong, but they have one of the strongest jaws for a cat. So, anyways, that's my books. I have some more, but it's not really worth showing. Because it's probably books that I've gotten from like ages ago, you know. So yeah, I hope all you guys enjoyed this video. I know a lot of people wanted to see this video. So yeah, if you want to go, if you like my video, subscribe and like. There's a new video every week. Liking the video helps a lot, so thank you guys for doing that. All the links for my social medias will be down in the description. So if you want to follow me on any of those or talk to me on, I'm very active on Snapchat. I always talk to people on Snapchat like all day. So if you want to talk to me through there, Facebook, Twitter, anywhere, Instagram, I'm starting to respond more on Instagram. So yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye everybody. I'll probably be doing a Q&A very soon. So yeah, bye everybody. I hope you enjoyed this video.